The 21st century is said to be the age of mentors. Who should I get as a mentor? How should I live? A person who can help you make the right choice at the crossroads of choice. Someone who can talk to me with a wider perspective so that I can see farther away. I came all the way here to find my mentor.
Nine Sowons, educational establishments of the Chosun dynasty, with the ideology of Neo-Confucianism, were listed as UNESCO World Heritage in July 2019. Sowon was built for local intellectuals from the mid-16th century to the mid-17th century as the Neo-Confucianism education establishment during Chosun dynasty, and fostered the cultural tradition of Korean society and the Sunbi spirit. Sunbis tried to follow their path with their teachers and seniors as mentors, and studied Neo-Confucianism and practiced learning at Sowon. Sosu Sowon, the first private educational establishment, has a nature-friendly appearance, and about 4,000 Sunbis received energy from nature and studied at Sosu Sowon. Namge Sowon, which laid out the ancestral shrine and lecture hall in a row, is a representative Sowon that shows the initial layout of Sowon architecture of the Chosun dynasty, and you can feel Sunbi's magnanimous spirit and dignity. Founded to commemorate the virtues and study of Heije Ieonjo, the pioneer of Neo-Confucianism in the Chosun dynasty, Oksan Sowon developed Neo-Confucianism by gathering Sunbis with the same political or academic interests. Built to support the high-level study and will of true Sunbi Kim In-hu, the master of Taoism and calligraphy, Pilam Sowon is a peaceful place where Confucian students can study while looking at nature. Dodong Sowon is a Sowon that enshrined Kim Gwingpil, the first Confucian scholar who tried to realize the utopia dreamed of by the Chosun dynasty Sunbis. And its name means that Do, righteous way, came from the Dong, east. Musang Sowon played a role in expanding Neo-Confucianism to the whole society centered on intellectuals, and the fact that Sowon was open to the outside also means open Sunbi spirit. Donnam Sowon, which serves Kim Jang-seng, the leader of Yeha, study on propriety, was a place that developed Yeha, a practical Neo-Confucianism in the Chosun dynasty, where public discipline collapsed after the Japanese invasion of Korea in 1592 and in 1597. And the most beautiful Sowon in Korea, Pyeongsan Sowon, enshrines Ryu Seong-yong, who played a major role in leading the war to victory in the Japanese invasion of Korea in 1592.
I ask myself, am I living well now? The four mindsets that Sonbi must have as human beings, based on benevolence, righteousness, propriety, and wisdom, they always reflected on themselves, practiced what they learned, and lived for a better today than yesterday. Sowon is a place where Sonbis learned and shared benevolence, righteousness, propriety, and wisdom.
Dosan Sowon is divided into Dosan Sodan and Dosan Sowon that encompasses it. Tosan Sodang was the place where Twege lived and taught his students. And Tosan Sowon was an ancestral shrine, and Sowon built after Twege's death and revered. Tosan Sodang, designed by Twege himself, is the oldest building in Sowon and contains the ideal of Sunbi. One ondol room, one floor, and a kitchen. A neat Sunbi-like form without unnecessities. In addition, the mountains and fields along the Nakdong River, beyond the house, yard, and yard form a space. Twege thought that education should be conducted while teachers and students living together for true study and embedded his sincerity here. Twege was exceptionally intelligent since childhood and enjoyed reading. At the late age of 34, he became a government official and received extreme respect from the king and numerous officials and Sunbis. And when he stepped down from his government post and studied in his hometown, many Sunbis visited him and listened to him. Twege built a Sunbi image of the Chosun dynasty by accommodating Neo-Confucianism to the Chosun dynasty. And since he lived a life that was always practiced in daily life, perhaps the Sunbi wanted to receive his teachings.
It took 5 years to build this little Sadang, and this place has been standing here for over 500 years. What is benevolence?
It is not right to save one's own children by killing others' children.
Here's Twege's advice to his grandson, Iando. Twege loved Iando very much and was delighted to hear of the birth of his great-grandson and named him after himself. One day, a letter came from Ando. It was a request to Twege to send a maidservant who had just given birth because his great-grandson was malnourished. Twege refused to send, and his great-grandson eventually died. Although Twege showed no sadness to his family, he wrote a letter to Iando to ask for understanding and sent a letter to Kobong Kidaesung with his heartfelt condolences. Oneness. People should love the same, regardless of rich, poor, noble, or lowly. He practiced right without being biased toward private emotions.
Benevolence, to think of others with sympathy. Parental love of their children, children's filial piety to their parents, brotherly friendship, and loyalty to the country is benevolence. What is righteousness?
Two boxes of books, one bundle of clothes, 2 pieces of viewing stones. These were all of the luggage Twege had when he left as the governor of Tanyang County.
The poorer you are, the more you should be able to enjoy it.
Twege considered Sunbi's poverty not shame, but a matter of course, and lived frugally.
Righteousness is what a person ought to do. It is a way to live proudly without shame as a principle that people must follow in order to live a right life. What is propriety?
I don't know exactly, but doesn't do mean to enjoy with your heart rather than knowing with your head?
This is the story of a blacksmith, Besun, who became Twege's student. Besun, who had always admired Twege, audited Twege's lecture flowing out of Soan. Seeing this, Twege considered Besun, who has the will to learn, wonderful and accepted him as a student. He showed in action that everyone was equal in learning.
Propriety is the mind to see and respect people as they are. Wisdom. Knowing and doing are different. Ask Toge about wisdom.
Twege adopted or rejected based on fidelity than anyone else, so he declined things not right. When Twege became a government official and lived in Sasomun, Seoul, the chestnut tree next door stretched out to the yard of Twege's house, and in the fall, the yard was full of chestnuts. Twege picked up chestnuts every morning and returned them to the tree owner.
Oh, we have enough chestnuts, so you share the chestnuts that fell into your yard with your children.
Twege refused to accept chestnuts, saying it was not good for the children's education.
Wisdom is about knowing right and wrong. Even if you are good-hearted, if you don't know what is right and what is wrong, it is difficult to do good deeds. The Joseon Dynasty Sonbis loved people, took the lead in what was right, and always had a caring heart and wisdom for others. The path that Sonbis took seems to be necessary even for modern people, that they need to walk together. I walk the road again, repeating the things I know but have not been able to practice. Sonbi, my mentor.